I stalk them. I'm that creep that will stalk a successful person and just know everything about them. I'm that creep.
I love it.
I'm gonna stalk you. I'm gonna know what's your mom.
Welcome to DeeTalks with Deena and Friends. I'm your host, Deena Theodora, singer, songwriter, and actor. My aim for this podcast is to empower, motivate, and inspire you.
Thank you to Vasanti Cosmetics for sponsoring this episode. Head over to vasanticosmetics.ca for luxury, high-performance cosmetics and skincare. Make sure to use promo code DEENA10 for 10% off all online products.
Girl, thank you so much for having me. It's literally my pleasure. When I saw you, I was like, I just love her energy. I just feel like home when I'm with you. So I cannot wait to answer all the questions.
I feel the exact same way. I want to welcome to my viewers and listeners, this is Madam Afnan. And can you tell everyone a little bit about yourself and your background, your business, how it all started?
Okay, so my background was very humble, right? I actually lived my whole life in the Middle East. Coming here to Canada in 2016, a lot of my life was hard because different culture, different language, different just even lifestyle. And I came to Canada and I thought, oh, like I can get a job and I can, be financially free with a job. But I did not know that most jobs are underpaid, overworked, right? People are literally living like paycheck to paycheck. And I remember being 18 in university, first year, and I was handing out resumes to like literally 50 retail jobs, like every retail store out there, every restaurant, just hoping to have like someone that would hire me. I've never had experience before in Saudi, so no one would hire me, right? And I'm 18. So when we came here, both my mom and dad were immigrants. They both don't speak English. So it was on me and my brother to kind of like work hard and make it, at a young age, we had so much responsibility. So I remember being 18, having 2 jobs, not having my driving license or a car. So I would commute all the way from Richmond Hill to Toronto, an hour and a half every single day, and do 2 jobs and full-time school. I don't know how I did it. Like me looking at it, I don't know how I did it, but you know what? It shaped me to the person that I am today. So resilient and just like there's always a solution, right? Whatever you're going through, there's always a solution.
Absolutely. And so you started at 18. What was the first thing that got you going? Was it a business? What was it that pushed you through to where you are today?
I just needed money. I needed money to support my mom and my dad, right? My first job was Starbucks. I was a barista, literally like shaking the espressos and stuff. And I was happy and I knew that was a step. And then my friend was telling me about serving because they're like, oh, like you can work the same hours but have like tips and make more money. And I was like, okay, that sounds like interesting. Because back in Saudi, there is nothing called tips. Oh. Like you just pay the bill and that's it. There's no tips. Oh, wow. So I was like, okay, let's try this thing. And then I got to serving, but the only thing it was good money where I actually got comfortable. So for like 2-3 years, I just stayed there at the restaurant. I was hopping from one restaurant to another, but I was like at the restaurant. And I was like, I'm comfortable because I tried a 9-to-5 job and that was more work, less money.
Wow.
I was like, serving sounds like a better idea, but I don't want to do it for the longest time. But like, I was just stuck in that phase. So literally a year and a half ago, I knew nothing about network marketing. I knew nothing about trading, investing. And I saw my own brother actually doing this thing, being in all those financial markets. And I'm like, I don't know what he's doing. And I was so skeptical for like 2 years. I was like, like us girls were like, numbers are not ours. Financial markets, not ours.
Right.
But then I was like, I'm stuck and I'm working at the job that I hate. I need something.
Yeah.
So what's the worst case scenario? I'm going to try this. It's going to be the best thing that ever happened in my life. Or I'm going to try this and it's going to be the worst thing that ever happened in my life.
Exactly.
Or it's not really the worst thing. It will be just you losing like whatever investment that you put in. So I was like, let me try it. And just me trying that new venture, a year and a half later, I'm here.
Wow. And you're such a success within it. And I see all of your posts and you're just killing it, girl. I mean, you inspire so many women to achieve, to get to that 6-figure point. And so behind your success, what would you say are some of the keys?
When I got started, I was always, and I talked about it in Daniel G's event, I was always working out of fear, right? Out of fear of being at that point where I can't provide for my family. And some people would look at it like, oh, like, you know, you gotta work out of faith. Well, I had no faith in anything. I just needed money at that point.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure a lot of us go through that point where like, I just need money right now. And that's literally what pushed me to work 10 times harder every single day. People wake up, they're like, oh, I'm not motivated today. I'm like, I had no business thinking about if I'm motivated today or not. I just need money. So I need to work and actually make it happen.
Yes.
So honestly, I worked out of fear and just...
You would say that's a big key.
That's the key.
The key. When you got the fear and you just push through it and you have to get some... No matter what motivation you have or you don't, you're saying that, you know, like
motivation don't last.
Yeah.
Motivation literally does not last because one day you're motivated, you're like, oh, this is the best day in my business.
Yeah.
The next day, it's the worst day in your business. So
how do you maintain it?
By just having your goal. So I know what I'm going to achieve. Okay, I know the end goal, right?
Yeah.
I talk about it all the time. Imagine if you put on Google Maps, right? Imagine if you put on the Google Maps, you're like, I want to go to Starbucks.
Yep.
Okay, you put the location, you start. Let's say, Deena, you take a wrong turn, a wrong right. It's gonna reroute you and it's gonna still take you to Starbucks.
That's right.
No matter how many right or wrong turns you're gonna take, it's gonna still reroute you to go to the same Starbucks. So there's no, just have your goal and just keep going, keep pushing. You're gonna get to Starbucks at some point. No matter how many right, left, U-turns, upside down, the car flips, you're gonna get to Starbucks.
Yes.
But like, you just need to know what your goal, and a lot of people, they don't set goals because they're like, okay, well, whatever happens, happens. You know, if I reach this goal, amazing. You gotta have a goal because what are you shooting at? What are you aiming for? Right?
Exactly.
It's like basketball. What are you aiming for? Is there,
That
what is it
has
called?
to be the hoop.
are you aiming
The
for
net.
The net. Are you shooting there or are you just shooting randomly?
Shooting hoops here. Okay. No, but I love that because like you say, you have the aim, you have the objective, you go for it, and that's it. And what would you say some things are that would hold you back or would hold someone back? How would you, and to get through that?
Well, there's a lot of things that hold a lot of us back, right?
From growing, like hold us back from growing, yeah.
We're all so scared of being judged. We're so scared of being the odd person. We all want to fit in. But listen to this. We're all so scared to stand out. Meanwhile, we always look up to people that stand out.
Wow.
Because think about it. If whoever I look up to, whoever you look up to, whatever figure, whatever entrepreneur you follow,
Yes.
It's probably because they're different. It's probably because they're not like the average person.
Yep.
And when it comes to us, you're like, oh, but like I don't want to post this because, you know, maybe, you know, this person they're gonna think this about me or they're gonna do this about me.
Yeah.
But it's like people are gonna judge you, and like the greatest motivation of life is I'm gonna die and you're gonna die.
Right?
Like, I'm sorry, if that does not motivate you, I'm gonna die and you're gonna die. If that does not motivate you, I don't know what does. Why are we like going back and forth in our head, that battle in your head going, when you wake up, before you sleep, like, I'm gonna die.
Absolutely.
So I need to just work the hardest and make the best life for myself because it's like, there's no other option.
That is such a great analogy. You just said, you know, we're all going to the same place, and it's like that gets you up and gets you pumped and gets you going. And
No time to waste.
so what would you recommend? What are some things that you could say if there's a couple things that to grow as a person? What helped you to grow and push you beyond, you know, your comfort level?
The principle of exposure. So I learned this literally 2 months ago when I was in Orlando. And they talked about how when you are in places where you are getting exposed to some things, your mind is so stretched, it can never go back. It's like a disease, right? Imagine, you know, being in a Rolls Royce for the first time.
Okay.
Right? You smell the leather, you see like, let's say the orange interior, you see the RR in the back, you see how smooth it drives, you see when there's a cop, it starts like ringing and stuff.
Yeah.
You see those certain things and you're like, wow, this is definitely not like my Honda car, it's not the same.
Yeah.
And you start getting exposed, you're like, well, you know, I experienced that and I want to keep that.
Wow.
Why can't I just, you know? So I'm always trying to expose myself to like things that, like, I became friends with like people that make $1 million a month. You know how uncomfortable that is? You know how unrealistic that sounds?
$1 million a month.
I feel poor beside that. I'm poor, right? But it's like, okay, let's see their habits.
Yes.
Let's see, like, what do they do? So get exposed every single time. Put yourself in places where you can get exposed. And obviously, like, we all know, like, personal development, you read the books.
Yes.
As even if you hate the books, read the books, podcasts, listen
Yes,
to
yes.
DeeTalks.
There we go.
Learn.
With your millionaire friends, $1 million per month.
Friends.
What would you say some of the key things are from them that they do that you really see throughout the time that you've spent with them?
It's crazy, but like they never say anything unless it's like thought. Like everything they like they don't just say something. Every sentence they say has like a million meanings behind it, and it's scary. It's like, oh my god, I need to really like think about it.
Yeah.
But they just look at the overall picture. They have like the bigger picture. They look at the overall picture. You can always learn from just like having their habits, you know, having them close to you when you need advice. One thing that I actually learned was spend money on like yourself. So it's like I was ordering Uber with my friend the other day, my millionaire friend, and I was like getting the regular Uber, and he's like, no, get the black Lux or whatever.
Right.
I was like, well, it's the same car, it's just a car. But he's like, no, you gotta put yourself in situations where you don't know who you're gonna meet, you don't know who this. And I was like, again, principle of exposure. Like you're being in that luxury car, although it's an Uber.
Yeah.
But it's like you're getting exposed there. So he's like, never put your plate, like you can afford it. I was like, yeah, it's an extra $10. But like I never thought about it. Like why am I spending?
Look at that.
His like small things like that will get you to feel like you're rich, and will get you to actually work toward being actually rich.
I love that. If you could explain what you do now, and you know, in your business, to someone in like a couple of sentences, what would it be, and how has it helped you take control of your finances?
So basically what I do is I joined a company that teaches financial education, all about the financial market, stocks, forex, and crypto. Okay. It will teach you and help you along the way dive into those financial markets, and you can also act like a distributor there, where you can help others basically know about this company and build a team. The beautiful thing about it is I never wanted to build a team, but it's like, okay, I'm making money, I'm learning how to grow my crypto account. Why can't I have like my friends around me, right? I talked about it today on my story. I was like, finally, and I'm at that point where I can call my friends and tell them, can you meet me at the end of at the other side of the world? And they're gonna be like, yes, let's meet at the other side of the world, because they can afford it and I can afford it.
Right.
But before that, my friends were broke. And I was broke. So no one's gonna meet anyone but the park. That was the only place that we're gonna meet each other. So finally we can like, okay, let's meet here. Let's get this. Okay. It's like, well, I'm having the money. I'm learning the skill sets. I'm growing my money.
Yes.
But like I'm also growing people.
Now, how long did it take you to get from point A to point six figure?
So it took me to actually hit six figures 6 months.
You're kidding.
Again, you know, my motto in life is success, love, speed. I love massive action. You'll see me like every single day. Like, how can I like 10x my business today?
Yes.
It sounds crazy. You can't 10x your business in one day. Like, absolutely not. But it's like, how can I just do everything that's possible to just 10x my business and just go to the next, you know,
and you mentioned,
level.
You mentioned something, the 10x and the action, the massive action, because a lot of people have the positive thoughts, the positive aspiration, ambition,
but no work.
But the action. So it's like getting overwhelmed with all the thoughts of what to do and how to do it. But
that's
you're
such
saying,
a good point.
So can you add to that?
You know, I talk to people all day long, and they're like, you know, I want this, I want this, I want this. I'm like, okay, you want it, let's do it. Let's do it. So write it down on a paper. I'm such an old school person, so I have my notebook and pen, I write things down. I'm like, okay, I want this, I'm gonna do it. Okay, how can I get there? Okay, I need to do this. Okay, let's do it. Let's not work toward having it perfect, because perfection is procrastination.
Yes. Over analysis creates paralysis, or something like that.
So nothing will be perfect, right? Your first TikTok is not going to be perfect. Your first podcast is not going to be perfect. Your first interview is not going to be perfect. So just do it and just learn after it. So stop just having that perfectionist mindset, because if you keep wanting things to be perfect, you're never going to do anything.
And just like that, you got into that motion of the 10x. You started and you got that motion of this action and excitement within you
Yeah.
that got you just going quicker and quicker, right? So the cycle, once it starts,
It's like the domino effect. It's like, once you do that, flip the domino, it just flips all of it.
Everything else, but you have to take the action.
I always talk about it. I'm like, everything, when you're starting your business, everything is secondary. The only thing that's like, your kids are secondary. I'm sorry to hurt a lot of moms. Your kids are, your husband's secondary. Everything is secondary. I tell my girls, sit at home for 3 months. And they're like, that's a lot. Well, sit at home for 3 months and just work your business.
But see, if you have a plan and you know what you're doing, it's not just sitting at home. You're getting to that point where...
But at home, you're focused, right? But there's obviously, you're not just going to sit at the couch at home.
Right.
There's things that you're going to do, but just sit at home. When your friends tell you, hey, let's go out. No, I don't want to go out.
Yeah.
I cannot afford to go. I'm broke right now. I cannot go out. So let's sit at home, work our business, and then we'll talk in 6 months when I'm rich. That's what I did to my friends. I'm like, we'll talk in 6 months when I'm rich. I'm not rich right now. Don't call me. Don't text me.
So how many women have you actually had this conversation and actually helped and gotten through? Like, I'm curious. You've actually done it.
My team is over 10,000 people. Mostly 90% is women.
Wow.
When I got started in this company, probably 95% was all men. Were all men, because financial markets, it's more for men, right? And then I was like, why are girls not doing it?
Yeah.
But it's like it was the idea of like investing for a girl. We're scared of numbers. We think it's for guys.
Yes.
We always downgrade ourselves because we think, oh, like it's a man thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no. Someone have to do it. Someone have to show investing in like a different way where like, okay, we can do it.
So let me ask you this. So if you were to sit me down for 3 months, that's it. We're going here to 10x. Is that what you're telling me?
That's what I'm telling
Okay, that's it. We're done. We're done.
Close.
Now the fun begins, right? So now it's the fun, the excitement of it all. So tips for financial abundance. What could you give some of your favorite tips?
Start investing. Learn how to grow your money. Learn how to triple, quadruple your money. The one thing that I learned was investing in the financial markets, right? Either it's crypto, forex, or stocks. Have your market that you like. Study it. I know so many people that got literally rich off crypto, just investing. I had a guy randomly in the U.S. He invested in a coin $1,000. 2 days ago,
wow,
it was literally 10 million.
And how does something like that happen? Can you explain to in layman's terms, how does it just the leap?
Well, the coin itself, right? It was worth like 0.00001 cent.
Yeah.
So it's very cheap.
Okay.
So when you're buying $1,000, you're buying a lot of that coin. You're buying probably like 10 million of that coin. So that coin now is worth 0.01.
So the decimal changes.
The decimal changes, right? It went up. More people invested in it.
Right.
That's how it goes up in value.
Yeah.
And he made 10 million.
Have you ever lost a lot within the investing? Because
100%.
Is it high risk?
Okay. Number one in money rules.
Yeah.
Because money is a game, right? If you master the game, you're gonna master how to make money. A lot of people are scared to lose money. That's why they never make money. Because they're like, oh, I don't want to lose money.
Exactly.
So, well, if you're not willing to lose money, you can't make money.
Yeah.
You gotta risk something.
Calculated risk.
Yeah, exactly. So when you're investing and trading, there's risk management and how to trade. Obviously, you only want to risk like 3% of your account.
Yeah.
All things that you gotta learn before dabbling into financial markets. But it's like, I look at money like it's a double game. Okay. So think about it this way. If you have $1,000, money is a double game, okay? If you have $1,000 today, in 10 years, that can be over 2 million. If you just learn how to double your money every single year.
Double the money. And so
1,000 is gonna be 2,000.
Wow.
2,000 is gonna be 4,000. 4,000 is gonna be 8,000. 8,000.
Yes.
And at some point, you just need to learn to double the money. People are like, oh, I want to be a millionaire. Just learn how to double your money every single year, or every single 6 months, or every single whatever timing you are good at.
Yes.
Just double it. Keep doubling it. Doubling it.
Yeah. And so you're so knowledgeable. I can have this. I love it. You go, girl. Did you have mentors?
I do have a lot of mentors.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's from the beginning, and still do you have them every day? Do you know, like...
Well, the business that I'm in, it gives you access to mentors, right? Because these are the people that are getting you started.
Yeah.
I learn from people that are better than me. I'm always in rooms where people make more than me, know more than me.
Yeah.
Because I want to get, uncomfortable.
Exactly.
But I also put myself in places where I have virtual mentors. They don't even know that they're my mentors, but I stalk them. I'm that creep that will stalk a successful person and just know everything about them. I'm that creep.
I love it.
I'm gonna stalk you. I'm gonna know what's your mom's name, how you say things, what do you like. I'm gonna stalk a successful person and just watch everything. I get obsessed. Like I'm getting obsessed with this person. Let me learn them.
Yes.
Let me study and just absorb everything that I can
And do
absorb.
you actually they let you in and they, like...
They don't even know I exist.
Oh.
Just over social media.
You just take a look at how they're doing all that?
Everything.
Yeah.
Like there's this guy, he's one of the top 5 network marketers in the world. I don't think he knows I exist, but I just studied all his YouTube videos, all his Instagram, all his events that he does. He has a course, everything. You just take it in and you just literally study the person. Because think about it, if you're really hungry and you want to learn, from the best, yes, maybe if I want to get him as a mentor, again, I can hire that mentor. It'll probably cost me, $50K, $100K for, a small course or to meet them in person, because good mentors like Tony Robbins, Gary Vee, they're expensive.
Yes.
Like they're Grant Cardone, they're very, very expensive. So why can't I just look at them? They always leave clues. You just gotta, put the clues together and work around it.
I love that. The boss babe mindset, right?
Always.
So when you're having a bad day, what would you say is the best way to pick yourself up? Like, how do you just keep going and get past that?
I have a lot of those bad days, and every time I'm having a bad day, I just get a pen and paper and I write everything that I'm grateful for.
Wow.
Because think about it this way, when you're having a bad day, it's not really a bad day. It's just the things that you're focusing on. You're focusing on the things that are negative, right? So why don't you write how many things you're grateful for? I'm pretty sure I have a lot of things I'm grateful for. I'm pretty sure you have a lot of things that you're grateful for, but we just got to remind ourselves. Because we can have a million things that we're grateful for. One wrong thing happens, we had a bad year somehow.
Yeah.
One small thing. So let's start being a little bit more grateful.
What a beautiful piece of advice, everyone listening. Do that. Get it out and write what you're grateful for. And now for the relationships and advice part with the beautiful Afnan. Not that we'll get involved with anything personal if you don't want, but what would you recommend are, some great things that stand out for you in a healthy relationship?
Respect.
Yeah.
Right? Loyalty and just communication.
Yeah, that's
right.
huge.
I feel like if you have those 3 things, if you have someone that respects you, if you have someone that, hey, you guys are gonna fight, but you talk about it, right?
Yeah.
It's just that communication. Like, tell me, I tell you, let's tell each other about it, and let's just respect.
Go forward, And so you don't have to mention if you're involved, but obviously it's
single, very single.
Very single.
Very single.
Okay, ready
it
to
can't afford us.
But so in terms of like red flags, what would you say are some of those things for girls to watch out for that you've experienced or
moody?
Yeah.
Right? Okay, red flags. That's in relationship, friendship, anything,
Yes.
business.
Yeah.
When people show you who they are the first time, believe them.
Yeah.
When people show you who they are the first time, believe them. Us as women, we tend to, emotionalize everything and be like, no, they're gonna get better. No, they just made a mistake. No, that's not them. Maybe they were just mad. Maybe it's me. Believe them.
Thank you to Vasanti Cosmetics for sponsoring this episode. Head over to vasanticosmetics.ca for luxury, high-performance cosmetics and skincare. Make sure to use promo code DEENA10 for 10% off all online products.
Thanks again for joining in. Make sure to subscribe, like, share, and comment below. Make sure to also find us on Instagram at DeeTalks with Deena and my personal page at Deena Theodora. Stay tuned and catch you next time.